Hello and welcome to ZenDog. This is Sina and I'm here to help you help your dog. Today's topic is going to be mainly about dog food. First thing that we need to think about when we talk about dog food is that it's just food. I mean, it's not like dog food, it's just food. It's like human food. Dogs eat what other mammals eat, humans are mammals, blah 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 blah. Meaning that it does not necessarily have to be processed and labeled as dog food to be considered as something that your dog can eat. You can give your dog so many vegetables that you can eat, or so many things that you can eat, and you don't even have to be reliant on any kibble or any dog brand or anything else. Today we're mainly going to talk about BARF, or biologically appropriate raw food, or bones and raw food. Many people are really skeptical when somebody's talking about BARF. The reason is because the vet told them that the pet might get salmonella and it might die. And that's an understandable concern, but it's not the full story. So let's just travel back in time and think about everything before capitalism existed, before we built houses. Just imagine we're living a tribal life in the jungle somewhere with our canine companions. Just imagine that for a second. If they caught a rat, did they cook it? Did they add grains to it? Did they add preservatives to it? Did they put brown rice flour to it? No. Why do brands do that? Is because it's cheap and it's convenient. Like, it just fascinates me that we have come to a point that we suggest and prefer kibble, something that's been processed, something that's been cooked, something that's been, God knows what's inside it. Or if we're reading the back of our food packaging, we don't even know what that stuff is preferred over just normal raw meat, which is what they ate in the nature. You might be asking me, why is it that my vet does not recommend this? And I'm going to explain to you why. Most vet schools and vet industries are supported and backed up and donated billions of dollars and euros from who? Kibble companies. This is not conspiracy. You can do a little research online and this will be the first or the second thing that comes up. If this is an industry, and we need to understand that this industry is sick and it does not want the best for you and your pet. If your pet is healed, if your pet is having a good diet, it's not going to have as frequent vet visits as your vet industry might want you to. You might be shocked if you do your own research on this and realize how many courses are done in the university that's been held and lectured by members of Heal's Kibble company in the US. When we're living in such time that industry is overriding everything and profit is the most important thing on planet Earth, we need to be very cautious and we need to be very conscious of what we're providing for our dog. If we really care for them and if we really want the best for them, if you want convenience and if you want something cheap for your dog to work, that's totally okay. And you can give them kibble, that's totally fine. Your dog will survive, but it won't thrive. It's very simple. Dog's stomach can handle lots of crappy food, and this is why companies have been getting away with it, because they could eat bread and they could survive for a long time and not have any problem, but they won't be able to thrive. They will have lots of issues later in life that you assume is normal. Your neighbor has the same problem with his dog, and your sister has the same problem with her dog. And yeah, dandruff is something absolutely natural. Yes, I have to get his teeth cleaned every 6 months. It's natural, it's normal. No, these are all because they're eating a food that's not biologically appropriate for them. Personally, when I switched Jake to BARF a year ago, he used to have dandruff. He used to have vet visits once a month for random digestion problems. He used to have really bad breath and really bad tooth. And he always had some sort of diarrhea. He also had bald patches under his arms. All of these problems have faded away since I've moved him onto BARF. But there is more to it. Your vet is not a bad person. An unbalanced raw diet is worse than a balanced kibble. This is a reason that some vets don't recommend it as well, because raw diet is complicated and you might make mistakes while balancing this. So it's better to be safe and not have the benefits than having the benefits and not being safe. So that's understandable too. So what's a balanced raw diet like? So a balanced raw diet consists of bones, vegetables, seeds, oils, meat, and many other things, or sometimes fruits. So you might be asking me, what are the benefits of raw food? And if it's too complicated, why should I go through it? And how is it going to help my dog? The most important thing with raw diet is that your dog is going to be living a happier and more fulfilled life. Your dog is going to be stimulated while eating the food. It's going to eat something that actually likes. It's not going to have dental problems anymore because the bones that they consume is going to automatically brush their teeth in a way. And they're going to have a cleaner breath, they're going to have smaller stools, and they're definitely going to have less vet visits. They're going to have a very shinier fur, and they're going to be living the life that they actually deserve to live. So now what are the cons to the raw diet? One of them is prep time. The other one is salmonella. The other one is the price. And a big fridge space. Now, how do I manage this? I'm not afraid of salmonella. Why? Because I don't prepare the food myself. And I do not care about the money. Why? I mean, it's not like money doesn't matter. Money does matter. But even a year ago when I switched Jake to BARF, it cost me twice as much as the kibble cost. But on the other hand, actually I saved more money on Jake not taking him to vet. It makes sense, right? So how do I deal with salmonella and how do I deal with prep time? I do not deal with any of that. So the great thing is that there are companies out there who are going to deliver a well-balanced raw diet to your door at your convenience. And only thing you have to do is to pick a spoon up and put it in the bowl. It's as simple as that. You're not going to be worried about salmonella because they regularly get checked and they regularly get tested, and they're very cautious of where they source their meat. Give it a try for your dog, see how your dog feels, see how your dog is, see if they're going to be happier, see if they're going to have allergies again or not, and then you will see for yourself which one is the best choice. Just a few things to keep in mind when moving to a BARF diet. While handling the meat, make sure you wash your hands. Wash your dog's bowl regularly. That's something really important. On the other hand, do not leave the food unfrozen for a long time because this is fresh meat and it's going to get rotten very fast. On top of everything that I've said, make sure that you do your own studies. There is a big study from University of Helsinki. You can look into that. So you won't find many links out there, but you will find enough doctors and enough vets and enough nutritionists and enough universities and studies to talk about how dirty this industry is and how unnatural it is for our dogs to eat kibble. But just keep in mind, kibble is not bad. Because if I'm traveling, I don't have a fridge with me and I'll just give my dog kibble. So if you're in a situation that you cannot provide your dog with raw food, it's good to get them used to kibble as well. So right now if I'm traveling, I don't have a fridge on me, I'm just going to carry kibbles for Jake, and that will do because he's used to that as well. If you're thinking about moving on to raw diet, do not do a mix of 20% kibble, 80% raw, because they have different digestion time and it's going to make their tummy confused. Let your dog fast for one meal and the next day in the morning just give them the raw food. Just do a cold turkey switch. It works with 99.99% of the dogs. If you have a smaller dog, make sure you don't give them the bones because it's going to cause troubles for them. And that's going to be for today's video. I hope you learned something and I hope that you found this information useful. We'll see you on the next one.